Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Beardsworth Gonzalez Gymnasium on the campus of New Bedford High School, where this evening the New Bedford Cable Network is proud to present boys high school volleyball action. It's the homestanding Whalers of New Bedford High School taking on the Boxers of Brockton High. Joe Cabral and Chris Santos with you. Great matchup here this evening, Chris. New Bedford at 8-2 on the season. Brockton at 8-1. And in fact, Brockton has won 8 straight after losing the season opener.
Yes, this should be a good one. If you like boys volleyball, these are two teams probably top 10 in the state. There's no doubt about it. So expect some high-quality volleyball here. Common opponents, yeah, there's been 5 of them. Situate, Barnstable, North Quincy, Hingham, and Durfee. But the main one is Barnstable. Both games played at Barnstable. New Bedford lost 3-0, which Ben Coturley called an eye-opener for us. We're not prepared, not ready for that one. Meanwhile, Brockton went over there and took it to them and beat Barnstable down there 3-0. So got to kind of reverse the role right here. But you want to see some good volleyball, expect to see it here tonight.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if New Bedford can get back on the winning track here. The Whalers have played well here to have an 8-2 record. Remember, of course, last year, undefeated, 20-0 going into the postseason, and then not quite ranked where they had hoped to be ranked, and maybe shown a little bit of disrespect, but the postseason kind of proved out the fact that New Bedford was maybe seated where they should have been. But here in 2025, New Bedford has played well for the most part, and they have that 8-2 record as a result. And we have Ben Coturley here getting ready to announce the starting lineups.
First, the starters for the visiting Brockton Boxers.
We'll start with Brockton.
Number 33, freshman, Cody Tom.
Number 3 is Cody Chang, 33. David St. Louis is number 1.
Number 5, senior John Tran.
Number 5 is Jonathan Tran. Number 3 is Ryan Harrelstead.
Number 7, senior captain Santiago Duquette.
And 7 is Santiago Duquette.
The other one was number 18, Terry Montero, another senior. So that's the rotation there.
And now your starters of your 2025 New Bedford Whalers. Number 1, senior outside hitter,
Number 1 is Nick Rosa, senior. He's had a fine season for the Whalers. Number 3 is Brooklyn Rodricks. He's a senior. You'll see Devon Shields, number 14, making his way on the floor.
Abner Kuhn, number 18, the senior setter.
And that's number 20, Nyron Foster. The libero for New Bedford is Devon Centeo, number 10. And then rounding out the starting lineup, it's number 13, Amir Salah Tavares.
So New Bedford, as you see in your picture, white with the red trim, in Brockton in the road black with the red trim.
At least they have white numbers, so much appreciate that. Our national anthem. Our national anthem from the Beardsworth Gonzalez Gymnasium. 8-2 New Bedford and 8-1 Brockton.
Last time we were together, it was the north end. Now it's the west end as the Whalers and the Boxers clash once again, this time in boys volleyball.
And we'll have to see how New Bedford matches up with Brockton. As I mentioned, Chris, they lost the opener, and then they went on a run, won 8 straight.
Lost to Weymouth 3-1, then beat Hingham 3-1, Randolph, Situate, Barnstable, North Quincy, Durfee, all by the scores of 3-0. Then beat Hingham 3-1, and just got by Weymouth 3-2 in their last one. So this is going to be, I think, an outstanding matchup. I'm hoping for some good volleyball.
And we saw a first here for Brockton. David St. Louis dunked the volleyball.
Must be a basketball player as well. He's a junior. Harrelstead, number 3, is a senior. Tran's a senior. Captain Santiago Duquette, he's a senior. Cody Chang's a freshman. Quan Beardon Lowell is a senior captain. And Terry Montero, a senior outside hitter as well. So this should be a good one. And Paula Ruda will be in the main chair as one of the officials. We are moments away from the start. The Whalers will start, and it will be
Brooklyn Rodricks on the service line.
Okay, number 3. We're underway.
We're underway. Middle of the floor. Quick throwdown right from the start by Terry Montero, number 18, middle hitter for Brockton.
Coming right out just with the big claw. Just comes out, got a good size to him, good built. Up front in the middle.
And then New Bedford's Tavares.
Comes right back, says you can do it, so can we. Joe, I absolutely love the quick set and the quick hit. I think that's outstanding because you don't know the timing compared to trying to get to the outside.
It eliminates the blockers.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It is really, if executed properly.
Yep. Here it is again.
Again.
Baboom.
Salih Tavares set up twice perfectly, and again you saw that the blockers really couldn't get there. Already 2 kills for Tavares.
And I think that's something I'll be looking forward to in this one, the loose points. Something that you just don't make easy mistakes.
On the outside, that was St. Louis. He could not put one away.
As an example there, loose point for the Whalers.
Rosa went with the tip,
Yep.
but it was out wide.
But it was the set before that was just way too close to the net.
That's Rosa. And Tavares has to just play it safely.
Quick.
They go to St. Louis on the backside. Oh, and then Tavares could not put one away. A nice dig there by Duquette. And there's a nice dig by Centeo. This is an outstanding point.
Oh, easily.
Oh, and
Look
then
out.
a hammer on the outside, and Nyron Foster on the back line was there. Then that ball, I believe, is out. It is on St. Louis.
Best point of the match, obviously.
And one of the best
in number
points of the season that I've seen here, as
Okay.
both teams played at an extremely high level there.
Yep.
You saw multiple digs on balls that were well struck. Brockton's Harrelstead tried for the little dink. He's their setter. Just punched over that time by Boudon
There it
Lawal. They're going to call a carry there on St. Louis, and it is. Ball was extremely low when he just reached down and scooped it. Really didn't hit it. And you have to hit it. You can't scoop it. This is Salih Tavares with New Bedford leading at 4-2.
6 points so far. And our first fault Goes to New Bedford.
And those are the ones that you cannot afford against good opponents, because you're just giving a point away.
We'll keep an eye on them tonight. We'll look for aces as well. Nothing yet from either team.
This is Montero on the service line for Brockton. Boxers are there. Harrelstead with a bump set. Got it on the outside, but Boudon Lawal could not finish. And then Rosa into the antenna.
Loose point, Joe, right there. See, that's something that can't happen. I mean, that's just too easy. And when you play top teams, you know, if you're going to miss with the kill. And we're tied at 4. Push the sub over. That's looking to come in. He's jumping to get in, the freshman.
Let's see. They're going to say New Bedford into the net regardless. Both teams saying the ball was in, but the chair umpire said the ball, a member of the Whalers, was into the net.
Yep. I couldn't tell if the ball was in or out.
No, but again, it doesn't matter when someone gets in the net.
Yep.
On the outside, Rosa. Oh, Rosa was blocked by St. Louis.
And he was up there too. That's a good block.
Outstanding block by St. Louis.
So New Bedford losing the loose points, and Brockton sticking around.
Rosa.
See, now it changed Rosa that time. So normally he would probably go cross court. He decided to go down the line because he saw St. Louis again, and it changed his mind. So all you got to do is do it once, Joe. Whether you block it or not, you know that he's there. That's all that counts.
This is Montero, another good serve. That looks like it's out. No, it's out. No deflection there.
They want to know if it was tipped. They say no.
Shields was appealing for a deflection, but no.
5-0 run from the boxes.
Terry Montero.
Early. Go from the back row.
Foster, no one there. Error by Brockton.
Okay. He'll get credit with that.
And miscue there. Montero switches out. They bring in the freshman, Cody Chang.
Let's see if the Whalers exploit him.
He's the libero.
Yeah. Which is supposed to be great defensively, obviously.
Yes, St. Louis off the block. New Bedford keeps it alive. Bump set by Centeo. And then Rosa into the net.
No, enough to get over the net and a point for New Bedford.
The block.
Yep. Got through the block.
And then into the net off the block.
Yeah.
That's number 18,
That's
Abner
just a bad
Kuhn.
miss.
So Abner Kuhn on the service line gets credited with a service ace. No return there from Brockton.
Rodon Lawal with a miss there, number 12.
Halstead will set for St. Louis. Goes to the back corner. That's probably too long.
It is.
It is. Too much on it.
And again,
Right idea.
one team goes 5 in a row. New Bedford comes back 4 in a row right now. Let's keep it rolling.
It's Abner Kuhn. Back to St. Louis.
Yeah, that's a good shot right there.
And St. Louis
Yeah, that was hit well.
just rifles it cross court.
That was
comes
hammered.
up with a kill.
That was hit.
What a bomb there from St. Louis. But Rosa on the outside returns the favor.
But what was impressive about that, Joe,
Return a
was
serve.
the pass to the setter. Right to him. Watch. It goes right to him down the line, and that's going to be easy killings for Rosa because that pass was so good to the setter.
And that was on a tremendous serve by St. Louis on the outside. That's number 12, Boudon Lawal.
Yep. Say that fast 6 times. That's tough one.
Quan Boudon Lawal.
Boudon Lawal.
Here he is on the service line. Centeo played it. It was headed toward the back line.
That's all he could do with it.
Cross court, ball's in. That's a kill credited to Santiago Duquette.
Yep. And what was impressive there was the pass from almost the back line up to the net for him to take that. So quite impressive.
Oh, that's going to be an ace.
Yep.
Boudon Lawal.
That's the first one for them.
12-9 Boxers.
Only one ace and one fault. Timeout.
4-point Boxer lead. 13-9 and a New Bedford timeout.
Joe, it's been a battle of some mini runs right now, and Brockton's gotten the best of it. But again, loose points have been a little bit more in the favor of the Boxers, probably why they have their 4-point lead right now. New Bedford's got to come up with a little bit more solid on both sides, offense and defense.
It has gone back and forth, as you mentioned, Chris, and these mini runs, something you see in the NBA a lot. In fact, you saw a lot of it last night, Celtics and Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Celtics able to have one of those runs down the stretch and take a 3-1
Yeah, and the same with Minnesota, with Edwards making that stretch run late in the third into the fourth to pull a 3-1 over the Lakers right now too. So, you know, what I'm seeing is let the big guys score, and we'll take care of everyone else. So Doncic is getting his points, LeBron's getting his points, and we're taking care of everyone else. And the same thing with Minnesota. I mean, Edwards is doing a lot of scoring, but they're trying to combine and take care of everyone else. Celtics look like they're trying that with Banchero. They're letting him put what he's got, and he's taking all the shots, and they're just trying to hold everyone else.
They played well in Game 4.
Ooh, that was going to go out.
Handled nicely by Lawal on the back line, and then David St. Louis from the back line with a kill, Chris.
Yeah, not good timing that time from New Bedford up front.
No blockers.
No, I mean, it was, they just, their timing was off.
Lawal again. Oh, that looked like that was out,
tough.
Chris. That was definitely out.
Get back up.
A dig there.
Nice.
That time Shields puts one away.
Nice.
New Bedford needed that after a bad decision.
Trying to mix it up. Rosa, Tavaz, Shields, Foster. We'll get more people involved, but I'd still like to see if you got Tavaz on a roll, you want that guy to get the ball. Good block.
Oh, what a
Good
nice block on the outside.
Double up there.
That came from New Bedford's Jeremy Gomez, who we've not seen a lot of. In fact, this is the first time I've seen him in action this year. We've done several New Bedford matches. Here's Devon Centeo.
Good dig.
Great dig there by Rosa on the back line.
Nice job.
Oh, and then the touch shot by Nyron Foster.
Good job from Foster, reading that, saying, hey, I see that hole in the middle. I'll go right over the hands of the blockers. I'll tell you, Harrelsted's done a nice job, though, for Brockton, the setter.
He's a good setter.
Yeah, he's put the ball right where they want it. And here he goes again. See, even from the back row, he knows he's got it right where he wants it.
And St. Louis drilled that from the back line, from the back row, got it off a New Bedford block, so the point to Brockton.
15-12. Boxes by 3.
That's number 5 for Brockton. Jonathan Tran.
Tavaz.
Salih Tavares.
Keep feeding that guy.
With 3 kills here early on.
Yep. As Brooklyn Rodricks comes back in, his turn to serve. And Gomez will go out. Only down 2, New Bedford. Another nice block from New Bedford. Here's Tavaz.
Harrelstead just played it over
I
to
didn't
keep
like
the
that
point
decision.
alive. Oh, a nice block
Go back to him
there.
again.
They're going to go on the outside now, and then off the antenna for Foster. And you wanted them to go back to Tavares in the middle again. He was blocked, but again, if you set that middle hitter up with that short set, you can get past the blockers most of the time. Not that time, though. Here's Ryan Harrelstead.
Good pass. Back
Salih
set.
Tavares ricocheted off the head of Santiago Duquette.
Yeah, good set there, too, by Kuhn, number 18. Watch this one. And the old back set. New it comes, wrap around. Good serve right there. First ace
Service ace.
for the Whalers. One fault, one ace. This is where they got to start to make a little bit of a turn now. A little bit of a run.
Ace for Foster. Cross court. It was out.
It was out. That had a lot of spin on it.
It was well struck by St. Louis, but just wide. He went to the extreme cross court.
Big time.
Tied at 16.
Good job.
There was a tip there by Duquette. St. Louis.
Good block.
Block there. New Bedford is there. Tipped over by St. Louis after Harrelstead made a fine
He sure
get.
did. He's very good. Look at that set.
Perfectly set up. Harrelstead to St. Louis.
He can play.
This is high caliber volleyball.
Yeah, this has been
so
some
far.
good points. Yep. I mean, we've seen a couple of loose ones, but when they get going,
And they have a good point.
yeah, this is fun to watch. Nope.
Tavares goes long.
Yeah, Tavares moved on that one. He wasn't as set and fluid.
No, the
as
timing
we've seen
was
him.
off.
Yeah, it
That's
was.
why he tried to take something off it and float it over the blockers. That's Duquette.
Got it through that time, though.
The blockers were there for Brockton, but they blocked it on their side of the floor, so the point to New Bedford, 18-17 Brockton.
Big side out, though. You don't want the mini run from the other team. You want to keep it tight, keep it close, put the pressure on, force every play, and that's what New Bedford's trying to do.
This is Salih Tavares.
Not their best there.
Oh, great cut shot, though,
Yep.
by Lawal.
Rosa.
Oh, and then Rosa block, and then it went back and it hit Rosa.
See, he couldn't get out of the way, or it would have been out of bounds.
It would have been out. You were
Yes.
absolutely right. Ball came back and hit him.
That's a tough break. I don't know if we have that on replay from the upper angle. And if we do, you will see once that one. Let's watch it here. All right, we might catch it here. Now, Rosa's going to hit. Watch, it's going to go back to him, and then it hits him, but it was going to go out of bounds.
It would have been out.
That's a tough break.
Rosa, cut shot there. Had no opportunity to do anything different. And you see St. Louis, he just has a knack of playing it off the blocker. Took something off that. It went off of a New Bedford blocker. And another kill for David St. Louis.
And so the Boxers with that mini run up to 20-7, opening up for 3. Biggest lead has been 5, and that's it. So it's been kind of a close contest and matchup, and I think Ben Coturley knows I can't let this get away. We got to keep this right here, right now, and come back and get a side out quickly.
He burned his second time out, so he's done for the set. 20-17, the Boxers leading it. You've talked quite a bit about Harrelstead, Chris. He's a fine setter.
He is.
He's one of those guys who You don't see him
Nope.
affecting it that much,
Nope.
but he's constantly doing it.
Yep.
Tremendous setter.
Yep.
And just, it's not a matter of just getting the ball to the right player.
You know what?
It's
Well,
the right spot.
It's seeing the floor well and executing to his spots, and he's hitting them right now.
On the outside, Rosa went down the line, over the blocker,
Yep.
took something off
He
it.
did. Smart play. That's his third of the night. Got 5 for Tavaz and 3 for him. On the other one, it's St. Louis with 5. Their best player. Great block by New Bedford. They come right back at it. This time it was number 14, Devon Shields.
Good block by Shields.
Wow. Back to 1 now.
The kill attempt was from Jonathan Tran. They go back to St. Louis for sure. And he just hammers it down the line.
Now, let me tell you something there. That's great adjustment because that set was not where he was expecting it, and then he had to move wider. And when he did, he hammered it down the line. That's just a great, great execution from St. Louis.
Young man's a player.
Yes.
There's no question about it. Blocked there by,
Oh, no.
and that's out. And Brockton just knows they had gone on the previous point to Jonathan Tran. They lost that point. Then we're going back to David St. Louis.
Yep.
22-19 Brockton. And St. Louis just absolutely hitting bombs. That one is long. Didn't have enough topspin. When you hit the ball that hard, it barely has to go over the net.
That's their first fault. Each team, 1 ace, 1 fault.
Here's Rosa.
Uh-oh, they went to the freshman. They went to the freshman.
And I think more than anything else, he was undecided on whether that was going to be out. I think that was his dilemma because he played it with one hand. He wouldn't have played it like that. He was thinking like, that's out.
Another good serve. Went to the freshman. I like it.
Centeo. Brockton was there. And they go to St. Louis.
Oh, oh.
No.
Uh-oh.
First chink in the armor for
Yeah.
David St. Louis.
Yes.
He was not set up properly.
No, he wasn't.
Brockton wanted to go to him because they needed the point.
Yeah, but they were running and chasing every time.
Yeah. From the time of the serve, and
Yep.
you've seen them serve at the freshman.
Yep. Nice block from New Bedford. Gomez.
Unreal on that block. Played over
read that perfectly.
by Tran. Now New Bedford with a chance here.
No, he's on the net.
Follow into the net, though. He followed through.
Number 5 was into the net.
Okay.
Tran.
Okay, they're saying Tran. I thought actually the follow
I
through
did
from
too,
Shields
But
went into the net.
I think they're calling Tran first.
Brockton's going to call
it.
a timeout.
Yes.
I think their coach is asking for someone to look at it. I don't know. Let's see it on replay because it looked like definitely a follow through by Shields into the net.
Yeah, but let's see if 5 hits the net first. That's the key.
Yeah, it is the question.
Do we have that on replay, fellas?
As New Bedford has put themselves
All right, let's take
ahead.
a look. Oh, this is a good angle right here. Let's watch. So Tran makes that. Now watch 5 in your picture.
I don't know.
Well, see the
Looked like
the
his
bottom
forearm.
official, the
Right.
one stand down said 5, and he put his hand
And
into
that's why
the net.
They gave the point.
So he
Let's go
gave them the
back
point.
again. His forearms definitely hit the net.
Mm-hmm.
The question is,
Watch the follow through here. See, I can't tell.
I think it was number 5.
Yep.
I think his forearms hit the net, and
Okay.
it looked like the follow through from Shields was off the tape, but
Okay.
probably not.
Here we go. 2 points away to try to sneak and steal game 1.
It's off the block, but
awesome.
New Bedford's blocking
Yes.
is really making a difference here.
Yes.
Oh, Foster from the outside with an absolute howitzer.
Now the funny part is, his other 2 kills had nothing to do with the bomb. 2 dinkers. Now he comes out and comes up hard, and New Bedford a point away from taking game 1. Oh,
Rosa,
no.
Oh, Rosa serves out. That'll set up Lawal on the service line. 24-23.
Pressure time, and they
Another set point
get
for
the
New
ball
Bedford.
in.
Lawal, he served it out. Wow.
How do you like that
Bedford
ending?
takes set number 1 on a
Wow.
service error from Lawal after New Bedford had given Brockton a point.
Did not expect to see that one.
25-23. New Bedford wins set number 1.
So Captain Duquette comes over and talks to the head official.
I thought you were going to say Captain Lou Albano.
No, Paul Aruda, and says, hey, what did you see on that point before? Paul gave him his explanation, and they're going to go back, and they'll have 2.5 minutes to regroup and get ready for game number 2. But it's that way.
Brockton seemed to be in control there, Chris.
I thought so too.
Yeah, even though it was kind of back and forth, it seemed as if, when Brockton needs to, they can just turn it on. But that timeout at 20-17 by Ben Catterley.
That was 1. 2, I think Ben told him, let's get the freshman. Because he went at Cody Kane.
No question.
Quite a few times on the serve.
Once Rosa got on the service line.
Yeah, and even during some of the big kills, they were going at him. And he didn't come through as we thought he would have. And so I think that hurt Brockton. But during that time before that, all the big points were kind of won by Brockton in them long rallies.
Right. Going at Chang, the first time he did it off of Rosa's serve, he couldn't handle it. And
yes,
it was just an absolute miscue on his part.
Yep.
After that, he handled the serves, but his passing was not that accurate, and it didn't allow Halstead to set up the kills as he had been throughout the set.
Yep.
Again, that's one of the key things. Even if you return the serve,
yep,
you have to get it accurately to the setter so he can get it for the attempt of the kill.
And then I think what was big at the end there too, and you brought it up, was not St. Louis, but all the other players. New Bedford was able to block the kill and keep the ball in play. St. Louis been the only one to get it by him. He's got 6. Duquette's got 1. Buden-Lawal's got 1. And Montero has 1, and that's it. So that means to me, New Bedford's able to block those guys and keep the ball in play. And they did at the end of that.
And they did. And they take set number 1, which is critical, of course. You always want to win the first set.
Yep. Put the pressure on the other guys.
Yeah, and the way they won it, kind of one of those where it's like, you think the other team's in control the whole way, and then, not really.
So the bottom official will make sure of the players on the court. There's the rotation. They'll get them in, and they'll check Brockton's and do the same. And then I believe Brockton will get
Brockton serving.
Yep, they'll get the ball first.
And it will be Jonathan Tran.
So let's see how Brockton does their rotation in this one.
That's Foster.
Ooh. Wow.
Brockton able to keep it alive.
Yep. And that Harrelstead again, but not this time.
Perfectly set up.
That quick one. Beautiful
by
to watch.
Abner Kun. And it was Salih just absolutely hitting a rocket.
Watch how fast this one goes. He sees him right there. Go. Oh, forget about it. No way you were blocking that.
You only had one player there for Brockton,
and
Montero.
His timing was way off. That's great play by Kuhn just to keep that alive. And they go to the freshman. Okay.
And he's wearing the libero jersey, so you know for him to be playing as a freshman, wearing the libero jersey, you know he's a good defensive player. But he's still a freshman.
Yep.
And
this is a big matchup.
It is. And that's a service ace from Foster, his second.
3 for New Bedford. Total. So a quick deficit for the Boxers. And they need to turn this around quickly.
And let's see where they serve here.
Yep. That one was kind of like, who's taking what here?
Yeah, no one.
Let's see if Ben Catterley tells him where to go with this one.
Stepping up on that prior serve.
Yeah.
Here goes Foster. Nope.
Ace.
It's a service ace again for Foster. Just in.
2 in a row, and they're talking to one another right now as Hopkins, who's the first time calling his name, number 8 in the lineup for the Boxers.
Philip Hopkins. Foster again going in that direction. That was Duquette on the outside, but New Bedford is there. Foster, a little too much there from that position.
Yep.
Getting a little too greedy. Salih Tavares. Oh, it's good.
That was impressive.
Over the top, cross court, just enough touch on it.
It's like one of those, I'm going to steer it in the corner. You know, I'm not going to hit it. I'm just going to steer it.
Yeah, he really couldn't drive it from his position on the floor and the way he was attacking and approaching the ball. He got the best he could out of it. That's Salih Tavares. Tip there by Montero. Another chance for New Bedford to score here. Rosa, the absolute bomb cross court. Whalers on a roll here.
Yeah, and what I'm seeing, Joe, is they're attacking and Brockton's playing passive. That's what I'm seeing the start of this one.
Well, and in
everything's
the second,
just barely going over.
In this second set, David St. Louis has not touched the ball.
No.
Not once.
No. But New Bedford is really exerting themselves. And Brockton looks passive.
Again, he goes at the freshman.
Yep. See, everything's a tip, a touch.
Oh, they allow that. That could have been a carry.
They said he got it.
That's St. Louis. That'll be a kill for David St. Louis.
That's the first one that they've gone in the second one. So they got to start swinging.
6-2, Whalers leading it. Service line for Duquette.
Shields in.
That's Foster. Quinn got it to Shields.
Did he miss it?
New Bedford celebrating. No, it's out. New Bedford thought it was in.
Okay.
But the officials agree it's out.
I like the attempt, though. I like the attempt.
Kuhn will set to the outside.
Rosa. Oh.
Whalers there. Ball ricochets.
That's all you can do.
New Bedford able to get it over. That was Lawal. He could not finish.
It's close.
That tip there. Everyone there on both sides of the floor.
Great job.
Rosa.
Great job.
Goes down the line.
You
took that pass from the backcourt.
From Centeo, who put that, and then Rosa just times it. Watch it here. Look at that.
The timing here by Rosa is crazy. It's insane.
And double blocked.
Yeah, ball is going forward. It's not a cross. Yeah. Abner Kuhn serving.
He'll take that.
Punched over by Montero.
Oh.
Rosa was not set up perfectly, so had to just play it over. Then Montero, he's done that a couple of times. Throws it into the corner. Point to Brockton, 7-4 New Bedford.
Sometimes you don't have to be flashy to win points. And that's a perfect one there. They looked out of sync, but they found an open spot. Right back to him.
Rosa on the outside, hammered it off the tape. It ran the tape, and then it went out.
Ben Coturli wants to know if that was touched
close.
in any way. Guess they say no. 7-5. That's the Boxers.
Here's Montero. Rosa on the outside, just punched it over. Was not set up properly. Rosa was there. Foster just trying to do too much from that back line, Chris. That was a point that New Bedford kept alive.
Yeah, I think you have to say to yourself, If it's there in the spot I really like,
Perfect,
I'm going to get
yeah.
it.
If
If
not-
it's not, I got to find myself to
Keep the point
Yeah,
alive.
keep it alive. I agree.
Same principles you play on the tennis court.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just keeping points alive.
Live for another point. Live for another play.
On the outside, Rosa. Brockton is there. It's St. Louis could not finish on the outside. Gomez, he could not finish for New Bedford. Now St. Louis, he's been taking something off his shot here in this set. Rosa down the line, it's out. See, that was a case of exactly what we were talking about. Brockton keeping points alive. Kept that point alive, and then New Bedford finally with a mistake. We're tied at 7, and New Bedford's Ben Coturley calls a timeout. His strategy has been to kind of keep the match close.
Oh, absolutely.
And call timeouts to not let these extended runs take place.
Sometimes, the mentality of the heat of the battle, and you watch somebody drill and you make a dig. Well, now it gets the set. You want to drill it just as hard as them, and what they did to you, you want to do to them. Yes, if the ball is where you want it. If it's not, put it back in, set up again, and wait for the next one to get it where you want it. We talk about it in tennis all the time because we watch guys hit bombs, big forehand, and we try to match that big forehand instead of keeping the ball in play, and then when he makes the mistake and gets it shorter, you step up and now hit the one you like and you get it. And sometimes you go bomb for bomb for bomb for bomb, and next thing you know, you don't have it. And that's what same thing happens here in volleyball. And that's where New Bedford has to realize, hey, if I'm going from the back row, I got to make sure it's really good. As we saw the other time when we were up in the north end from the opponent, if you recall.
Foster. And then Rosa, not that time.
See,
into
even
the
there,
net.
that's got to be just over.
Keep it alive.
And start again. So right now, New Bedford has 5 points lost in this little mini run.
Montero took something off that serve. Rosa on the outside.
Finally gets that one through.
Point to New Bedford. We're tied at 8.
I got him with 6 kills for Rosa.
Here's Nick Rosa.
They go to the freshman.
St. Louis.
Oh, they got it.
Oh, New Bedford kept it alive somehow.
Yep.
That's Lawal on the outside. He played it into the net.
Yep.
Point to New Bedford.
See, now even that one, Brockton took it off. They stopped. They didn't realize that New Bedford got it back and started up again. They got to play to the whistle.
Here's Rosa.
Back to the freshman. Good block.
Off the block. Again, New Bedford stopping Brockton
Oh, no, he carried.
with their blocks.
Either that or someone was in the net.
In the net. The signal was into the net.
The only one that, like I said, has been really hurting is St. Louis. Everyone else they've been able to get.
Point to Brockton. Tied at 9. New Bedford into the net. Teo got it to Kuhn, and then
Whoosh.
Foster. Just trying to do too much.
Yeah, I think so
He's
too.
really trying to do too much. I mean, he's had 3 big swings lately, and they've all been out. Again, whatever you can do, you're a 3-point shooter in basketball, shoot 3-pointers. If you're not a 3-point shooter, don't shoot 3-pointers.
Correct.
And if that's too much, you can't go with that type of bomb.
Loose points again from New Bedford.
That was not a good one.
Let them get away from him.
So Brockton 11-9. Middle of the floor.
Boom!
The finish there by Devon Shields.
Like to see him get active in the middle. He's got 2.
$11-10. Boxers leading New Bedford. Whalers with the serve and Devon Shields. tip there by Tran. He could not finish. From the back line, Rosa, and he went at the freshman, Chang.
So Rosa getting involved.
Tied at 11. This is what New Bedford did in set one, just never letting Brockton get away from them. Fall down at a few points, come right back.
Oh,
Centeo, uncharacteristic for Devon Centeo.
Yep. Not a good one there.
Sprayed it wide.
Yes.
Centeo with a bump set.
Oh!
And
Hello!
Tavares was set up perfectly. You can't do anything there.
Nope.
Brockton will go to the bench. They'll bring in number 8, Philip Hopkins. This is New Bedford's Jeremy Gomez. On the outside, Foster. And the block was out. I'd like to see that one on replay. Simply to me, it looked like the ball actually went into the tape and ricocheted back, but that was not the ruling. Point to the Whalers. 14-12, New Bedford. Here was the previous point. The kill attempt.
Oosh.
Nope. Point there to New Bedford, indeed. That's Brooklyn Roderick serving. Roderick's got it to Kuhn.
Oh!
And Salih Tavares.
I got him down as 9.
I have 9 as well, Chris. 15-12, Whalers have opened up a 3-point lead. Brockton's going to rotate here, take out number 5, Jonathan Tran, bring in number 15, Hilson Okocha.
Oh no. Took off.
Yeah, that's, again,
Third service error for the Whalers.
Yeah, those are the points you just look at and say, wow, we can't do that.
That's way in.
Oh, it's a service ace.
Way
Teo
in.
judged it to be out, but it was in. (15-14) the Whalers. Salih Tavares in the middle of the floor has been unstoppable.
If you get the quick set in the middle, I don't see it happening.
Yeah, Brockton has not had an answer for that.
Nope.
Here's Nyron Foster.
Got to keep the ball in play.
Good serve.
Oh, they took it away from the freshman. Did you see that one? Stepped in front of him. They
did.
took it from him.
Yep.
Ooh.
16-15 the Whalers. This is the way the entire first set went, back and forth. Here's Ryan Harrelstead. The pass was off the mark and it was handled by Duquette, putting the point away because of the overpass. Tied at 16.
Back to where we were in game 1. Kind of similar.
Salih Tavares didn't have a ball to finish there, so Brockton able to keep it alive.
Go up again. Battle for it.
As Salih Tavares, ball was up high.
Yeah, I can't tell who touched what.
Yeah, Tavares finished
He
it.
did. Think you give him a kill?
Yes.
All right.
Went up with Montero.
Okay.
Was able to finish it. Here he is. Again, trying to use the freshman. Not a great return there.
Yeah, the pass was not Not what they wanted, and we're knotted at 17 as substitutes come in. Tavaz will go out. Interesting.
In the rotation, that's
Yeah,
Foster.
Because I like the fake there. Love the fake there.
Down the line.
Rosa
They'll
can't
say
hit
it
it.
was out, though.
Can't make it. He's got to make it. Missed it.
He was set up perfectly and had room.
Yep.
Didn't have to be that precise.
Right. Yep.
Tried to be too precise down the line. Played it out. Duquette serving. Shields. And then the overpass, and it was handled by Kuhn. And it's Abner Kuhn going to the service line. Tied at 18. Lawal was blocked. That's Centeo. They're going to go on the outside to Rosa.
Yeah.
That time Nick Rosa finished. Back and forth, 19-18 New Bedford. Oh, it's a service ace going again toward the freshman Cody Chang.
Why wouldn't you? You have, even if someone cuts him off, even if he gets it, you have to make the freshman work.
That's an ace for Kuhn. Go right in that direction. Couldn't get it to him this time. That's Montero. That's off the blocker. New Bedford has to play it.
Yes. Oh, no.
Call a violation there against Shields. Yeah, again, one that's not needed. But you have to work in unison with the two hands. You can't steer it with one hand and hit it with the other. That was Rosa on the outside trying to finish, could not. Here's Centeo. Bumps to Kuhn.
Oh, he missed.
This is where they miss Tavares being on the floor. Same type of ball that Tavares would have finished. He's not out there right now. We're tied at 20. Obviously, it's part of the rotation.
I know. It's a tough one.
That's Montero. And Shields and Centeo can't handle it. Again, uncharacteristic. Devon has not had his best match. He's been outstanding in some of these matches. That was a ball he should have handled. And
I like the timeout. I like the timeout. Now, each time he's done it, it's worked for him. He's hoping it's going to do it again, as they had a 2-point lead. Now they're down by 1, as Brockton has won 3 in a row, and they want to knot this one at 1, as these points have been really going at it since the first point of this entire match. So you look at the kills, Joe, right? I got 7 for St. Louis, only 2 for Duquette, 1 for Lawal, and 2 for Montero. That's it. A lot more on the kill factor for New Bedford, and yet score 25-23 and 21-20. That means to tell you what, loose points, winning by Brockton.
Yeah, I know you've been keeping track of the unforced, the service errors, and I think Brockton only has 1, if I remember right.
Brockton has 2 of the serves and 3 aces. New Bedford has 5 aces and 3 mistakes on the serve.
Rosa on the outside, off the block.
Great dig.
Tremendous dig there by Duquette. New Bedford Centeo with a fine dig. Here's Rosa. Goes over the top.
Oh, no.
Montero could not get to it.
Yep.
And again, that's the example of what we mean when we say keep a point alive.
Yes.
Rosa was not in position to drill one.
Nope.
Kept the point alive. It ended up being a kill.
Yep.
Again, as you mentioned, Chris, they're trying to protect the freshman
now.
Absolutely. Duquette cut in front that time. Foster.
Oh, that's a bad point.
Another bad point. New Bedford's had a few of those.
Not at this point.
All you have to do is get it over at that point.
Yeah, that's not what you wanted there from the Whalers.
2 players.
Yeah, that had to be better.
Is St. Louis. Oh, New Bedford again.
That's okay.
Foster on the outside.
That's all he could do.
Blocked there by Shields. Lawal plays it over.
He didn't have to play it over.
This is, of course, a big point. Foster goes off the tape, but Brockton is there.
Didn't have to play it over.
That's Lawal down the line. 23-21 Boxers.
None bigger than that from the captain. That opened it up by 2.
Huge point coming up here. New Bedford does not have a timeout remaining. That's St. Louis. Shields.
Not what New Bedford wanted.
St. Louis again.
Smart.
Foster on the outside off the block. Brockton is there.
You got to force New Bedford to win the point.
Duquette. And Brockton within a point of taking the set. And notice that in this key stretch, Tavares has been on the bench, Chris. That has been the difference.
I think
New
so,
Bedford
too.
has not been able to finish a point here when
get
they've had
him in.
chances.
Yep. And he's chomping at the bit to get in. Totally agree.
Foster. Oh, he came up with a big kill there. That'll let Tavares get back in. Shields swaps out. Tavares in.
I mean, listen, we've seen 4 points in a row, and it can happen.
And it's Shields. It's Devon Centeo, I should say. One of their, and Brockton will call a timeout.
Yeah, well, first of all, you need 4 points to win, to go 26-24. Number 2.
For New Bedford.
For New Bedford. Number 2, we saw at the end of the first one a service fault and a service fault from the other team. You got to make sure you get your serves in to have any chance. Number 3.
Especially New Bedford for sure here.
Brockton has played more defensively, forcing New Bedford to come up with some winners. Without Tavares in there, not as good and not been able to get back that side out until just then. So you said, Joe, it's hurt them with him in that rotation.
But he's on the floor now. So the key is let's try to get him the ball here a couple of times. And Centeo has a very good serve, but he has to play it conservatively here. You have to serve middle of the floor. So if you spray it a little bit, it stays in. You can't be trying to be so precise because they're going to try to protect the freshman, and you can see them even coaching him up. Lawal was talking to him. He's in the middle of the floor. You got to serve it right down the middle of the floor and make the point play out. And that was at the freshman.
That's okay.
Again, not the best pass as a result.
Okay.
Gives New Bedford a chance here.
Yes, sir.
So Lee Tavares could not finish.
Went at him.
Let's see if they can get it.
They're trying.
Foster went off the block.
Great play by Rosa.
Rosa with a big-time dig. Foster hit him
just enough.
Well cross court. That's St. Louis.
Yeah, that's okay. Right there.
Middle of the floor, Tavares. It wasn't good timing.
It's okay.
Kuhn on the outside. Foster was blocked, and Brockton finishes it.
And it's the unsung hero, Harrelstead, who gets that one.
And Brockton takes set number 2, 25-22.
And we got a ball game. We got a ball game in this one. So it's pretty impressive what they're doing. And so with a 3-minute, again, timeout to change sides, New Bedford will move to our right, Brockton to our left. You see the scores. The Whalers take the first one, 25-23. Brockton comes back, takes game number 2, 25-22. And so as they look for their rotation, both coaches will talk to their assistants, see if they want to make any changes, or do they want to stay the same. As the Brockton coach went over to the Whaler side and forgot some of his sheets. And now he's walking back over to get to the scorer's table to figure out how they want to play this one. It's been 2 really good sets here in New Bedford. Glad you're joining us on the New Bedford Cable Network. Chris Santos and Joe Cabral bringing you this one this afternoon. 5:15 start. We are about a little bit more over an hour in to this one. Finishing 2 sets and 2 close ones. And I'm still expecting to see more in the third and the fourth. About a minute left in the switch. Not much coaching going on over at Brockton, but Ben Caturley is talking a little bit more over on the New Bedford side, trying to get an idea and get a feel for what he likes and sees from them first 2 games. But Brockton's been kind of calm. He's just starting to talk to them now with about 40 seconds remaining, giving them a little bit of advice and say, hey, what we're looking for here. But more kills, Joe, favoring New Bedford a lot more than Brockton. I got St. Louis with 7, Duquette with 3, Wawal with 2, Montero with 2. That's it. New Bedford, I have 9 from Rosa. I have 11 from Tavaz. I got 5 from Foster, 2 from Shields, and 1 from Kuhn. So,
and what killed New Bedford down the stretch there, Chris, was Tavares on the bench.
Yeah.
So again, Ben is a outstanding coach. So does he have a counter to that where he keeps him on the floor? Maybe you don't like him to be on that back line, but I don't know if you can afford to take a chance like that again, because you're locked into he's on the bench and you can't do anything about it. And I mean, you can sub him back in, but you're sticking with that philosophy on the rotation. And Brockton was able to protect the freshman a little bit there, Chris. He handled some balls when he had to, but it looks like as far as on the serves, they did a better job protecting him. We're into set number 3 now with it a set apiece. Brooklyn Rodricks.
Let's go to work.
Montero. New Bedford keeps it alive, though there was a block on their side. That was Duquette. He couldn't finish. Rosa backline off the tape. Foster. On the outside.
Yeah, good play by
Duquette
Tavaz.
was blocked by Tavares.
Good start for the Whalers. Good movement up front. You can see the difference, obviously, when he's in there. Not a big crowd today, Joe, that I thought I might see.
No.
Especially with these 2.
We did start a little bit early,
Yep.
but we thought it would fill in, and it
Not at all.
has not at all.
I mean, 8-1 against 8-2. Figure get a little more.
No question.
Of course, then again, it is 70 degrees outside.
Yeah, that is playing a factor
Yeah.
when people are starved for good weather.
Sure.
On the outside, the kill by Foster.
Nyron getting some hops. Let's watch the replay. Fake to Tavaz. Nyron splits the 2.
Off Tavares. And another kill for Brockton, St. Louis. He was very quiet, though, in set number 2. Very quiet.
Yeah, I thought he was also.
That's Centeo. Now on the outside, Foster.
In the net.
I think St. Louis into the net, yes. Point to New Bedford. A little too aggressive. His momentum carried him right into the net.
See, now New Bedford did this in game 2 and then let that lead slip away. They got to continue.
The bomb there by St. Louis, and it was handled by Foster with one hand. And then Montero, middle of the floor, just threw it down.
Yeah, but I think he poked someone in the eye, but we'll see.
That's Salih Tavares.
Yeah, not the greatest of sets there.
No. Played over safely by Duquette. That's Salih Tavares. He was blocked that time by Montero.
Yeah, but others have to come up and help out there. That's just standing around. Whether they block it or you don't, you have to think they might and get closer.
It's Duquette. Rosa on the outside. Nice dig by Duquette. Lawal. That was a fine return by Lawal. And then that should be New Bedford's point. Brockton got confused there. They're saying there's four hits. Let's see on replay. To me, it only looked like 3 for sure.
Let's watch.
Let's see here.
Let's have it. So here comes the first hit. Okay.
It's going to go over
One.
this one.
2,
2,
3.
That's it.
That's good, right?
Yes, it's only 3.
It's not 4 hits.
The only thing that could have been called, yeah, it's a point to New Bedford. It's only 3 hits. The only thing it could have called is a carry there on that one that ricocheted back. It was kind of a scoop shot. And, of course, you can't do that. That's when it becomes a carry.
So it went 1, then the second one hit the net, and then it came off the net, and then he hit it over.
Then he played it off the net and over. And Brockton said that's the fourth hit. It was not. Salih Tavares.
Oh, the throwdown.
That was a sky hook by St. Louis, but he couldn't finish it. Going to go on the outside to Lawal. What a dig there by Foster. And Rosa. Another good point here. St. Louis off the block. New Bedford could not keep it alive. They almost did. Great effort. This is number 18, Terry Montero. Fine serve. Shields with a kill. Coming right over here to Chris. Tip over. Then Shields played it into the net. Here we go, 5 apiece. It's been amazing. It's stayed like this almost throughout, Chris. We had in set number 1 a couple of 3 or 4 point leads. But then for the most part it's been just back and forth. Off the block, a kill there for New Bedford's Rosa.
This one's just been back and forth, 11 points and just one after the other. Side out after side out.
That's the way it was in set number 2.
No way.
There's a violation there.
It's impossible he could have made that one. Service ace.
Nick Rosa. Again, right at the freshman.
What's the call here?
Looking for a call. Chair umpire's looking to the floor for a call. He was very undecided. Just kind of like, this side. Point to Brockton.
I don't know how close that was to the line.
Yeah. No, very.
Wow. Nonchalant with that one. Jeez.
Exactly.
Oh, it went over. No, it went over.
Yes, it went over.
Wow. It's no kill, but
Jonathan Tran had a chance to put it away, but thought he was going to block something. And the ball hit the tape, trickled over, and he just kind of caught it. Centeo. Tran.
Let it go.
Number 15, Pilson Okocha.
Biggest lead.
9-6 Whalers.
First time calling his name. 15, Okocha.
It's not been one of the better matches for Devon Centeo.
Yeah, but neither one of these teams right now in this third game have really stepped up.
No.
Everything's been real sloppy game. Yeah, I totally agree.
And look very close to being out. Again, you saw the pass there. Again, another sloppy point. Point to Brockton. Not a great serve, and then the return is bad, and Brockton gets a point out of nowhere. Maybe Bedford calls a timeout. This has been Ben Coturli's strategy. Right around the 10-point mark, call a timeout.
I think it's either team that cleans up the mess and gets back to playing volleyball.
In this set, for sure.
Yeah, and come up in this one, because I just don't like the way either team is played in 17 points.
Not at all.
Nobody's been aggressive. Nobody's really making great kills. It's just been sloppy play from both sides. So, well, let's see which one can break that trend in the second part of this set.
Timeout on the floor, charge to New Bedford. The Whalers lead it 9-8 in set number 3. It's a set apiece. Of course, it's the best of 5. First to get to 3. So the third set is always so key. Number 33 is Cody Chang, the freshman, wearing the libero shirt. A little bit of groundskeeping here for Mir Salih Tavares. Some of the fans being kind of ruthless, saying you're not so tough because you're cleaning the floor. I don't know. Here we go. Here's Cody Chang.
Back to the freshman.
On the outside, that's Foster.
Bomb city there.
The absolute bomb from Reuben Foster.
I'll tell you, he gets up for a bigger kind of guy.
He does.
He gets up.
He's a very good player.
There's Brooklyn.
Usually very consistent, stays within himself. When he gets a chance like that, he put him away. He's made a couple of mistakes here today, but generally plays very well. Montero over safely. Centeo set to the outside. That's Foster. And as soon as I said that, he went. And he had
a one-on-one matchup. There was no double team on him.
Didn't need to put quite that much on it.
I don't think so either.
Here's Ryan Harrelstead.
Nice
block
play
on the outside. Foster again.
Smart.
Oh, and then he took something off it, and Harrelstead couldn't get there.
Smart. 11-9. Whalers trying to extend this lead. They need to do it with some serves. Put the pressure on Brockton to make better passes. Let's see what Foster can do.
St. Louis was blocked on the outside.
You'll take that if you're blocking
Rosa,
him.
You couldn't block Nick Rosa.
No.
All of a sudden, St. Louis is not playing the same way. I mean, he tried to strike that one, but he was hitting some absolute rockets in set number 1. And for some reason, not quite the same level of intensity.
See where he goes with this one. Oh, he goes to the, almost to the setter.
Montero was blocked, but that's a kill for Montero. New Bedford got there, but couldn't get it over the net. 12-10 Whalers. Duquette. Centeo just plays it over safely. St. Louis that time with the kill.
And every time New Bedford extends it, they can't hold it.
Duquette. Tip over by Salih. Oh, they'll say it's good.
Centeo and Tavares ran into each other. That doesn't help.
On the outside, Lowell, he couldn't put one away. Blocks one there, though, from Kuhn.
Rosa over
Rosa! Nick Rosa with an unbelievable get that ends up being a kill. I mean, that's as good as it gets, Chris.
Let's watch this dig. Wow, and it only not that, but it hits the net. Hits the net.
And remember, it was the third hit, so he had no choice.
Yep. Great block.
Oh, another block.
This time.
St. Louis is blocked that time by Devon Shields. New Bedford on a roll here.
That helped.
Salih Tavares. Duquette. Harrelstead sets for Duquette on the back line. New Bedford is there.
Oh,
Foster.
Got him.
Nayron Foster. And
Timeout.
Brockton will call a timeout. New Bedford leading at 15-11 in set number 3.
Let's watch the replay. Big bomb from Foster.
Timeouts, of course, 1 minute in length. 15-11, the Whalers leading it in set number 3. It's a set apiece. New Bedford looking to win set number 3 here and go up 2-1. Teams head back out on the floor. On the service line, Salih Tavares. Nice serve. Harrelstead on the outside. Lawal came up with a kill.
He's had a couple, sneaky kills when they really need it. He's been able to deliver. That's interesting.
Not a big guy.
No.
But he gets up. He's got a lot of hops.
No, he can hop.
That's Montero serving. Centeo, luckily.
Wow. That's trouble.
That's going to be a point for New Bedford.
Yeah.
Break for the Whalers
Big
there.
time
Centeo
break.
did not do a great job on that return.
I'm going to remember that point right there. If New Bedford gets on a real run here, remember that point, because that should have been maybe for Brockton.
Abner Kuhn serving. That's Lawal on the outside. Whalers are there.
Hey,
Rosa
kind of fanned on it, and it worked.
didn't get it full on, but did go cross court. And has played very well in this stretch.
And that's why he's holding his shoulder right now. Because he's going, oh boy, I kind of missed it.
Took a big swing.
Yeah, and that hurt. I love the serve.
Oh,
Love
what a
it.
serve there.
Love it. I got 7 on the aces for New Bedford.
That was the second for Kuhn, I believe.
Yep. Smart up by 6. Good
Oh,
block.
another block from New Bedford.
Get up. But you ain't blocking that.
That was St. Louis that time. Set up perfectly, and then the bomb.
But still a 5-point lead.
Now remember his serve in set number 1, how
Yep.
aggressive he was.
Yep,
Let's
let's see
watch
now.
it here. See, he takes something off it, but that was
okay.
a very good serve.
And you want
That's
that.
Rosa.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Good.
nice dig there by Duquette.
Someone's got to help.
That's Lawal. Centeo. And Kuhn plays it over.
Oh, go up and jump with him. Oh, that's just not
Yeah, Gomez.
Not good timing
No.
from Gomez.
He had to realize
Oh,
that
man,
that was coming
that could have
over.
been a free point. Wow, that could have been a free point. Uh-oh. And the official will come over and chat with this one.
They're going to let it stand. Remember, if you reach over the net,
Are they going back to the too much of the talking from the crowd?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
He'll say nothing changes. Serve here. St. Louis or St. Louis. There's Rosa. Got it over safely. Harrelstead on the outside. Lawal. All of a sudden, Boudon Lawal.
So
18-15 Whalers.
I think the official went over to Athletic Director Toppy and said, I think you need to talk to the crowd behind us and settle them down a little bit.
And when you have a small crowd,
Yep.
you can hear everything.
Oh, yeah, it's very noticeable. No doubt.
New Bedford trying to keep it alive, could not. That's a service
See, now,
ace.
this is not good for New Bedford. 18-13. Now it's 18-6. They got to calm. He might even call timeout again.
And it's the same scenario with Tavares off the floor, Chris. Exactly the same scenario.
They got to find a way to side out to get him back in.
Rosa.
Well, unfortunately, we got some of the crowd talking with some of the players on the Brockton side, and that's what Paul Aruda said. Hey, I want this stopped now. I'll get the AD over there and chat with him.
Watch Rosa.
Yeah. Steamed it down the line that time.
Howitzer.
6 points away.
Costly.
7 on the aces, but 5 on the faults.
Here's Lawal.
Balancing it out.
Foster. Brockton was there. Centeo. Foster off the block. Again, Brockton there.
Back set.
St. Louis. No. New Bedford there again. Foster played it cautiously.
Short.
Over. New Bedford keeping it alive, but then the overpass, and it's a ball that Brockton can handle. It's 19-18.
And his first kill, Hilson Okocha. And the box is right back in it as New Bedford squandering a 5-point lead.
Lawal.
Late here.
Centeo played it over.
Uh-oh.
No, you can't hit it twice.
New Bedford not battling at the net. And again, when Tavaz on the bench.
Same scenario,
This
Chris.
has really hurt Ben Coturley's team here tonight.
Same scenario.
Yep.
New Bedford had a 5-point lead. He went to the bench in the rotation. He's been on the bench. And the Whalers squandering that entire lead while he's on the bench. See, if you exchange points, even 2 here, and you get 1, and they get 2, and you get 1, you get them back in fairly quickly. The problem becomes when it's 3 or 4 at a time, and you need a couple of those side outs and get them back on the floor after that second one, and they're waiting to try to get to that, and they've not been able to do so. It's 19 apiece. And if you notice, conversely for Brockton, St. Louis never comes off the floor, of course.
Yep.
Neither does Lawal. Shields was blocked. Harrelstead is there. Played over safely by Duquette. Centeo with a bump set. Foster.
Into the net. Into the net. The boxes.
New Bedford needed that desperately. It gets Tavares back on the floor. (20-19) the Whalers. This is Centeo. Played over by Duquette. Foster on the outside, blocked, but New Bedford is able to. No, I thought they had the ricochet, but they could not. They let it drop.
Well, this is crunch time, and the freshman is in. Tavaz is in, and the freshman doesn't come through.
Cody Chang. Service error, point to the Whalers.
I go right at him.
Brooklyn Roderick serving. Nope. Montero.
We'll take that.
Bedford with a chance
take
here.
That.
Salih Tavares. That's what they needed. Tavares in the middle of the floor.
This has got a long game right here.
They've all been like this, Chris. When you play a set and it basically takes almost 50 points. Centeo with a dig.
Got it off the hand. Got it off the hand.
Kept it alive.
Boom.
And that's out on the block. So St. Louis gets a kill after New Bedford's heroic effort to keep that point alive. It's 22-21. Whalers with the slimmest of leads. Harrelstead. Centeo. Kuhn to Foster. He drills it through the block. Nyron Foster.
Watch it again. As he comes up, splits it through. That one gets by Montero. 2 points away for a 2-1 lead. This one could go 5, but you got to get on top and make them chase. And timeout.
Timeout. Brockton. 23-21. So if you think about it, we went 25-23, that's 48 points.
Yep.
25-22, that's 47 points.
Yep.
So now you're already up to a total of 95 points that have been played. You've got 23-21 on the scoreboard. So you're approaching 150 points having been played. Right in that vicinity, you're at 140. So every set is a long grind. Brockton with a timeout here, hoping to freeze New Bedford a bit. Whalers with the serve, and it's Nyron Foster.
Here we go.
Another fine serve from Foster. That is David St. Louis. So St. Louis, when he's been set up right like that, just absolutely can finish. That was a rocket.
See, but I don't want him to get that, so I'd rather serve to him and then let him play it.
That's the other way to try to negate that.
That's the other one I would try to make a little bit more of.
Kill for New Bedford's Rosa.
Yeah, I think that would be important. It's something to think about. I know you want to go to the freshmen, and they have, but I still think now St. Louis is up front right now. He's against the net. So let's see what Tavares goes to try to get the game point.
So at the freshman, Harlstead had to play it
right
over.
Here, now.
Rosa, he was blocked, but New Bedford reacts. Kept alive here by Brockton.
There's nothing they can do. It's a battle.
Montero. Whalers with a chance here. Played over by Foster safely. Harlstead
make them earn it.
For Montero. Tried to punch it over, could not. Rosa on the outside.
I don't know if I wanted to go out there.
That's Lawal. Lawal down the line with a rocket.
I'll tell you, he's made some key points when really Brockton has needed it.
And he's probably, I mean,
watch him get up.
We're judging and eyeballing
he's got some height.
He's like 5'7".
Yeah, that's impressive down the line there.
24-23, another set point for New Bedford. Rosa, Brockton keeps it alive.
You'll take that if you're New Bedford. On the net, in the net,
somebody
in the net.
Lawal. Point to New Bedford. They take set number 3, 25-23. Same score as they did in set number 1. Lawal into the net after that outstanding kill on the prior point.
I don't know if we got a replay of it. Maybe you can watch it. Let's see how Lawal was into the net there. Kind of curious. Let's take a look, Joe. You see him up here? Yeah, he touched it with his hands. Did you see it?
Yep. So 2-1 in favor of New Bedford. The scores have been here this evening. Whalers 25-23 in set number 1. Brockton 25-22 in set number 2. New Bedford 25-23 in set number 3. So not much difference between the two squads.
Now need to find a way to get an early lead and then
try to break somebody.
Settle down a little bit.
Yeah.
Every time they get that early lead, they give it up. And so at the same time, when they've given it up, it's been Tavares out of the lineup. They have to find a way to get a side out when he goes in the rotation and he comes out. They have to find a way to do it.
Well, they found that in that set when they were starting to reel a bit, right? Rosa with a big hammer down the line, and that ended that streak where Brockton had come back and tied it up. And then they were able to get Tavares back on the floor, and from there, Whalers were able to come up with just enough to defeat Brockton 25-23. But it was 17 apiece, and they were struggling to get Rosa, to get Tavares back on the floor. And then Rosa with a big kill down the line. There you see the New Bedford sideline. We were talking earlier, Chris, about the NFL draft, and
yes.
It's amazing with playoffs underway in both the NHL and the NBA.
Yep.
The amount of interest and attention that goes to the NFL draft. I was just thinking of this the other day.
It goes to show you how
powerful football is.
How popular and powerful the NFL really is compared to the other two sports.
No question.
And
no question about it.
For you and me, for guys who grew up in the Bobby Orr era, we were big into hockey. You know, hockey was a big thing for me growing up as a kid.
Oh, no question.
And I still absolutely love NHL playoffs. Don't get me wrong. The NBA I'm not a big fan of, but the NHL I am. But you hit the nail on it. NFL is superior by far over any other sport. That's what America likes. And when you're invested in what these teams do and the fans that show up to watch it, you know, they even in the draft, college kids.
Yep. And going into the draft as an example, I would tell you I probably invested 50 hours into knowing the players for the draft.
Yep.
And of course, in other sports, you really can't do that as much.
No.
Hockey, a little bit, but you can't because of those coming out of Canada. The college players, yes, to a degree. Baseball, mostly high school, so very hard.
Yep.
Football just has it perfectly set up as we're here in set number 4. 1-0 Brockton early on. Harrelstead tried to throw one over, could not.
Basketball is not bad in that draft.
You can know
because you can get a good 30 picks, you know, out of there that are pretty solid.
Yep.
You know, NHL not as much. Usually that's a top 10 thing. But the draft in the NFL can go 1 through 5, and you can find some diamonds in the rough.
Yes.
You know, and then trades and steals and all kinds of stuff that go
Rosa. And it's so unpredictable.
Yeah.
Rosa with the kill on the outside.
What I think, what you think, what he thinks, what they think, and then it just goes totally opposite, and you just kind of shake your head and go, well, I guess back to the drawing board.
When you hear, you hear the evaluation of the same player, oh, I really like him, and then the next bit of analysis is, well, he's got these kind of holes in his game, and I don't like him as much. So it's not an exact science, and that's what makes it very interesting.
Yep.
Nyron Foster serving. That's Montero off the New Bedford block. Whalers staying alive here. Oh, nice dig on that back line by Lawal. Oh, that's a violation. You can't scoop it like that.
And the perfect example I look at is the Patriots taking Will Campbell. Here's a guy that's putting his heart and soul already into this team, in his thoughts, in his comments. And all you can say is he's got short arms. I don't want to hear about short arms. Are you kidding me right now?
Exactly. At
you know,
point,
things like that.
Yep.
Terrible.
That's Tavares. Salih Tavares with another kill. If you're New Bedford here, Chris, you don't want to go to a 5th set.
No.
No.
Because
it's the margin is razor thin.
Well,
between
to me,
these two teams.
The energy and all of it has to come right now.
It does.
Through this entire 4th set. There's
no
doubt about it.
Finish him off here. The service ace for Tavares. New Bedford with a 4-2 lead.
Totally agree. You have to say, if we go 5, this is a struggle. This is going to be tough. We got to come out. We got to dominate. Let them make winners.
Tavares after the ace. Another fine serve. Oh, blocked at the net. Shields.
Yeah, Montero wanted that higher from Harrelstead. And
right.
He's letting him know, hey, man, put that thing up there so I can get up.
He could only flick it, and it went right into the block.
Yeah,
it was very easy for New Bedford that time. Tavares, again, try to go at the freshman.
No. I think they did, but somebody touched it first.
Yep. Yeah, they deflected it into his body. That's the strategy, Chris. There's no question.
Oh, yeah.
You can see Brockton surrounding him to try to protect him.
Yeah, now they're backing him up.
Tavares goes right in that direction.
Oof, trouble again.
It's going to be another ace for Tavares.
They're tripping all over each other right now.
Yeah, because once you're really altering your position on the floor where you're supposed to be.
I do like what Montero did though. He called everyone in, says, "Hey fellas, let's regroup here." Okay? They didn't get mad at one another. They talked about it and said, "We'll straighten this out. Let's get it done now."
7-2.
Yep. Let's see where they go this time. I still say they'll go down the middle.
Yes, they do. Lawal had to play it.
Great play.
St. Louis was blocked on the outside.
And he's not happy with Chang because that block was going to go out of bounds, and he went for it and dove and touched it. So, not good right now if you're the Boxers. They continue to play him, Joe.
Yeah.
I mean, they got other players they could probably put in, and they're not doing it.
Trans on the bench, for example. On the outside, off the block, another kill for David St. Louis.
And they're easily their best player. Easily. It's not even close. At least we've seen Rosa, Tavares, and Foster for New Bedford, who have tons more
I would say the
kills.
only real flaw in his game is motor.
Yep.
He was running super hot, a lot of energy early on, and it's calmed down quite a bit. Well, Lawals has not. He has a motor, and he's using it here.
See, this is an opportunity now. Tavares is out early in this one. Need a side out quickly. Very quickly if you're New Bedford.
Absolute
and that helps
bomb.
big time.
Yep.
That helps
Big time break for New Bedford, as Brockton is taking advantage of Tavares being on the bench twice. He's back there again. And you're perfectly fine with it as long as you're serving and racking up points, but as soon as Brockton gets a side out, you want that alternative side out to happen quickly.
The shoe from Montero. So they'll start again.
Some housekeeping.
There's Abner Kuhn. Good serve.
That was Chang, middle of the floor.
Block.
St. Louis was blocked. Rosa.
That's all you could do. They'll go back
Lawal
outside
kept
again.
it alive. Back to Lawal.
Play it off of that.
He delivers a bomb. That's out. You can play it off the ceiling, but not off the curtain.
Okay. They need one more side out. They can get that. Maybe get the rotation back flowing again.
Here's a critical point.
Oh,
We've talked about it
9-5.
multiple times. 9-5. Let's see what happens here. Montero. Rosa just plays it over.
That's all he could do. See, he'll take that.
That was Tran.
That's huge
yes,
for New
you
Bedford.
will take that. Gomez on the outside.
That's okay.
Brockton is there. That's Lawal again, Chris.
Big time stepping up his game. He says, I'm not done. I want to set 5. He has really stepped up.
Like the Spud Webb of Brockton volleyball.
Good job by Gomez reading that.
Keeping that alive.
Read it well.
Against Centeo, mishandled that serve.
Good play.
Kept it alive. Here's a block.
Timeout.
St. Louis.
Because he cannot get the side out with Tavares on the bench. It's simple as that.
No question.
It's as simple as that.
It's happened. And he's going to have to look at that for when you have these tough matches. Obviously, it probably doesn't hurt you when you're the favored team. But what happens when you get to the postseason? You got to have some kind of solution to that problem. Because today, that's really what it's been. That's the problem in the last 3 sets. When he's on the bench, Brockton makes its move. Now again, probably against inferior teams, it doesn't matter. You get a service error, things like that. Teams headed back out on the floor. 9-7 Whalers leading it in set number 4, looking to oust the Boxers here in this set. Again, you try to avoid going to a 5th set where it's just basically a crapshoot. Devon Centeo,
has not been his night.
Has not been himself.
Nope.
That is a ball that he would handle with ease normally. It was not a difficult ball. Montero goes back at Centeo. Shields. That's the ultimate throwdown.
They don't like it.
No.
Oh, on the Brockton side.
No.
They're saying no
They're saying
way.
That's a cup.
Let's watch.
Again, if you take it in front of you and it's not a cup, I should say, New Bedford's Rosa serving.
Yep.
Gomez with a bump set, played over by Foster. That's Rosa from the back line.
That's different
Rosa
from New Bedford.
again. Kuhn. Shields. Oh, it worked out perfectly for Devon Shields.
Does it hit the net?
Hit the tape. He ends up with a kill. Tavares still on the bench.
Rosa got back in a hurry, too, because that ball came back to him after hitting one from the back row.
Rosa. Bump on the outside. Lawal.
Wow.
Oh, he played a ball that looked like it was out.
Well, that was one, but he didn't even set it. Why wouldn't you set that?
No. And another kill for Foster.
I think he got overhyped
Yes.
because he should have set that up and go to the center, then come back. And he didn't do it.
New Bedford with a 12-8 lead. Here's where you just want to keep on expanding it a little bit.
Yep. Until Tavares can get back in, too.
Get Brockton down.
Yeah.
Harrelstead on the outside.
St. Louis.
St. Louis with another kill. He was set up perfectly that time. Here is St. Louis.
Great cut shot.
What a cut shot there by
shot.
Foster, Nyron Foster.
That
you called
was
it,
huge.
Chris. Right across the net, basically.
Gets Tavares back in. Now watch this. What an angle. Wow. And see, that's where Brockton has to realize that's all he can do with that shot. You have to cover that. Anticipate.
Centeo, that's a good serve.
Yep.
Bomb on the outside by Lawal. Buadan Lawal.
Well,
He's dialed up his
he
game.
has really stepped up. He sure has. I mean, he's been second behind St. Louis, but he's playing high energy. High energy.
That's Foster. Went cross court, but too much that time. If he would have just taken a little off that, he would have been fine.
I think so.
That was a nice shot. Just too much on it. Ran out of floor. 13-11. Brockton hanging around
Been
here.
trailing the entire set, looking to take the lead. But that's not going to help.
Lawal served it long.
That's their 5th. Both teams 5 service errors. New Bedford with 10 aces. Brockton with only 4.
This is Brooklyn Rodrigues.
This is where I think New Bedford, if they have a chance to make a run.
Oh, it was blocked there by Tavares, but couldn't finish it. That's out.
All right.
St. Louis tried to push it to that back corner.
That's not a smart decision there. Yeah.
15-11, New Bedford. Brooklyn Rodricks.
Here he comes.
There was a sky hook from Duquette. Cross court, cut, sky hook.
Yeah, but you know, when you're back there, you got to see that shot coming. He's off balance.
Doesn't have many options.
He's not coming forward. If you're not coming forward, what does that mean?
Rosa played it over safely. That was St. Louis.
Yeah, but he stepped up. Good job.
Foster.
Good job.
Drilled it off the blocker, Harrelstead.
That's fine. But I like the way New Bedford played St. Louis. They saw that he was off balance. They knew he couldn't get up fast enough, and they covered it nicely. 16-12.
Nyron Foster has played well.
Out of bounds.
Duquette, I should say, played it wide.
Yep.
Santiago Duquette tried the touch shot.
See if they go deep left corner.
Here's Foster.
Nope.
It's a service ace. Another one for Nyron.
At St. Louis that time.
Well, you've brought that up a few times, Chris. If your second option is serve to the libero, the freshman, or serve to St. Louis.
Let's see how it goes now. Again.
Brockton able to keep it alive with Montero.
Good.
Salih Tavares. Whalers 19-12 have a chance here to just open this up, and Brockton's going to call their second timeout.
Have to. Definitely have to. It's too big of a lead.
And if you're New Bedford here, you have to step on the gas.
Yep.
You can't let them have any life here. There's a chance here that Brockton really right now will start to crumble. Down by 7, 19-12.
Our next broadcast, Joe, Wednesday. Try to get to the Diamond up in the North End and
We're going to be
do some baseball.
Yeah, we're going to do some baseball from Greater New Bedford Vogue Tech.
We haven't done that
usually
in a
have
while.
a very good sight line there, right behind the backstop. Tomorrow I'll actually be doing UMass Dartmouth baseball
Oh, yeah.
in the afternoon.
Okay. Who are they playing?
I'm not sure,
Not sure.
but they're at right around 500 on the season. It's been an up and down year for UMass Dartmouth. Foster.
Right back to St. Louis again.
There's a tip
Good job.
from Duquette.
Good
Salih
job.
Tavares played it down the line. Here,
Right back to him.
New Bedford was there that time. That's a kill for Rosa.
It's
He's
16
racking-
for him.
He's had a tremendous match.
16 for him. I got 14 for Tavares and 13 for Foster.
Well, you brought it up earlier, Chris. They've spread out the scoring.
Shields sneaking in with 5.
On the outside, New Bedford
Nope.
keeps it alive, but that's the fourth hit. Brockton with a point.
20-13 as St. Louis kind of shaking his hand right now, and it's his hitting hand. He must have jammed something there. I don't know if it was on the block or not, but it's hurting him right now. Oh,
Rosa,
oh,
an absolute
Oh.
rocket.
perfectly set right down the line from Kuhn. Perfectly set.
And when Kuhn makes that set, it's so far across the floor.
Yep.
It's hard for that second
Yep.
blocker to get there. You can see,
Wow.
they just can't really get there in the right position. Tavares serving.
Went to the freshman.
Oh, nicely done by St. Louis. Just over the blockers.
I have him unofficially at 16.
It's basically been him and Lual, Kwan Buadon Lual.
Here we go.
That's Foster.
4 points for New
Kuhn.
Bedford.
Oh, Kuhn got that one
Shields.
to Shields.
That's where Shields made all his points. Middle, quick sets.
Yes.
All 5,
Yep.
excuse me, all 6 that he has.
No doubt about
Right
it.
there. Outside Rosa, outside Foster, outside Tavaz. Once in a while, Tavaz in the middle too. Oh.
Bedford
St. Louis.
could not answer there.
Yeah, but hey, if they want to go side out from side out, they'll take it.
Yes, especially with Tavares
They'll
off the
take
floor again. So New Bedford has a
Yeah.
7-point lead.
Yeah.
This is
Murderous.
where you want to watch it closely.
Right here.
Shields.
That's all he could do, but he's back. and
Oh,
then
he had a
missed
chance
it.
to put that ball away.
Oh, no. No.
That's one where you want to go straight down.
Oh, boy, you want that back.
That's
Remember that one.
overpass. You want to go straight down on that. Here's Montero. Shields. Tightens up a little bit again. You have Salih Tavares.
Gotta start thinking right now.
Probably one more point, I would say, 22-17.
And slow this down. And he's serving right twice now at Centennial. 2 times.
Montero
And he goes
right,
for a third.
Right there again. Shields.
Big
Oh, he
hit
got
that
away
time
with
by
it.
Devon.
I mean, that's where you have to go unless you get Rosa on the outside.
2 points away.
So this is big here. Want to get at least a point here on your serve.
Yep.
So even if you side out,
Good serve from Rosa.
fine serve.
Back up.
That's
Back up.
St.
There you
Louis.
go.
That's Rosa from the back line.
Yes, sir.
Wow, he's had a tremendous match. He's just had an unreal match.
24-17.
Here's a young man who I think was primarily a basketball player,
Yep.
but he's really distinguished himself
He's
on the
become a
volleyball
volleyball player.
court.
No doubt.
He is a better
Uh-oh.
volleyball player. Goes for the bomb to try to
Hits the
finish
light.
it. It's still in play. Brockton got away with one
Hit the
there.
light.
And Tran kept it alive. Rosa, he went for the finish.
Yeah, but that's a lucky break because if it
Yes.
doesn't hit the light, it comes down faster. When
Yes.
it hit the light, it slowed it down. It gave plenty of time for them to get underneath. Now St. Louis needs a run and a massive one or it's over.
24-18, New Bedford leading it. Well, that's a service ace. That's one.
But let it go.
It was
Why are you
close to the
touching it?
sideline. Yeah, it was close to the sideline.
Let it go. Don't understand why look where he's standing.
Yep, almost on the sideline.
Don't understand that one. 24-19.
St. Louis. Shields. Oh, Brockton
Great
got
dig
there.
by St. Louis.
Oh, what a
Great dig
bomb by
from Rosa.
Lowell, and what a dig by
Foster.
Rosa. Foster couldn't finish there.
They'll go back
Again,
to him.
Lowell. He goes for another
He don't
bomb.
care. He's banging him.
Talk about someone who's fearless. There's
Foster.
Foster. Nyron Foster. They exchanged bombs there. Lowell did it 3 times for Brockton. New Bedford answered. And
Watch
the
it on the
Whalers
end.
prevail in 4 sets.
Enough to get to it, and then Rosa was smart, says, I'll go outside here to Foster.
And Foster just,
Yeah.
I'm drilling this.
Yep. Not wasting any time with that one. Joe, it's been an exciting
Yeah.
four sets of volleyball.
And well played
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah, both teams.
High intensity.
Yep.
Disappointing that maybe the crowd is such a small crowd.
Yep.
We would anticipate a large crowd. Of course, these two teams will meet again, Chris, in
Oh, yeah.
Brockton
Both teams now 9-2.
on the season.
So pretty impressive, and expect them to go far during the second half of their schedule.
New Bedford, as Chris mentioned, moves to 9-2. Brockton drops to 8-2. 2. The final scores of final time. It was New Bedford 25-23 over Brockton in set 1. Set 2, it was Brockton 25-22. Set 3, New Bedford 25-23, and then set number 4, Whalers 25-19 over Brockton. They take it 3-1. That'll do it from the Beardsworth Gonzalez Gymnasium. For Chris Santos and all of our staff here at the New Bedford Cable Network, I'm Joe Cabral. Thanks for joining us, and have a good night, everyone.